So when you first start your real estate photography business, you're gonna have a ton of questions. And one of those questions is, when should I deliver my photos to my clients? You're gonna have some really ambitious people say 8 a.m. the next day. You're gonna have some people say within 24 hours. Some people say within 48. What answer is the right answer? Well, in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be breaking down what I tell my clients and what keeps them happy and what has worked best for me and my business. Let's dive into the video. First, we're gonna be diving into the world of photography today. We're not gonna be getting into videography in this video, but with photography, there are certain needs that a realtor has, and we're gonna go over them very quickly before I give you my reasoning on why I say what I say. First, let's go over the requirements for a realtor submitting their listing to MLS so that you understand their expectations that they have to meet on their end. A realtor has to submit their listing to MLS within 3 business days of getting the signatures for the listing. That means that a realtor has to have it within 3 days, essentially up with the photos and everything. And very rarely do you see a realtor even wait 3 days to do this. Most often they'll wait maybe 24, possibly 48 hours, but very rarely do you see 72. So that means you have to have your photos to your clients within 72 hours because more than likely they already have the listing signed. So now that we've gone over the real estate side of things or the realtor's needs, let's go over the photography business side of things and what keeps you actually competitive. Like I said in the intro of the video, sometimes you'll see people say that I deliver my photos by 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. the next day. Personally, for me, I don't think that's a very good idea, and I wouldn't tell my clients that if I were you. One of the reasons for this is when you first start your company, you may only have 1 listing a day, or you might only even have 1 listing a week. This is pretty common and it's not unusual despite what you might see on social media, and you may be able to meet that 9 a.m. deadline the next day. But what happens when you get referral business, your company grows, and now all of a sudden you have 4 or 5 listings in 1 day? Realistically, if you're editing all your own photos, if you have 5 homes, each of them are 3,000 square feet, there's no way you're gonna be able to edit all those photos professionally and quickly and get them to all your clients by 9 a.m. the next day, which means that to some of your clients, you're not gonna meet those expectations. And then it's gonna look bad on you, even if you're setting a really good deadline of 9 a.m. Also, your company will grow inevitably and you will either bring on editors or you'll bring on other photographers. And while this will help you grow and scale your company, it's gonna make it more difficult to actually reach these deadlines as your company grows. This means that you're gonna have to tell your clients that now you're gonna have to deliver your photos by 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m. That makes it a lot more difficult and it makes it seem like they're becoming less important and they're becoming more of a number. And that's why for me personally, I don't ever tell my clients that they're gonna get their photos by 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. the next day. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, a deadline like 48 hours is way too long to deliver photos. This leaves too much room and opportunity for another photography company to come in and say, hey, we can do the same, if not a better job, and get you your photos in half that time. 24 hours is the most reasonable when it comes to this business, and so 48 hours is not something you should even consider. Now, like I just alluded to, you're gonna hear about 9 out of 10 photography companies say within 24 hours you'll have your photos. In my professional opinion, this is the wrong approach to take when delivering this information to your clients. Now, originally, I also would say within 24 hours, but I have found that works best for me and my company and kept my clients happy is if I tell them they'll have their photos by 5 p.m. the following day. The reason for this is very simple. You're gonna shoot at varying times as a real estate photographer, and when you tell a client within 24 hours, it's very vague in what that actually means. The client could interpret it as 24 hours when you arrive at the listing. It can mean 24 hours when you leave the listing. It often leads to misinterpretation, and I found clients asking for photos way more or asking where photos are at, even if it wasn't exactly at 24 hours. Some clients may even interpret it as within 24 hours. If you photographed at 3 p.m., they may be expecting their photos at 9 a.m. the next day. 24 hours can lead to a lot of misinterpretation, and for that reason alone, I do not say within 24 hours anymore to my clients. The reason why I tell my clients that they'll have their photos before 5 p.m. the next day is because it gives me an opportunity to exceed their expectations. So if I deliver the photos by 9, 10, or 11 in the morning, it far exceeds when they're expecting it by 5 p.m., which makes me look better as a photographer and as a business as a whole. On top of that, when your business grows, there's more opportunities for things to go wrong. Your editor's not always gonna do the greatest job in the world, or the photographer that you hired may not be doing the kind of level of work that you want them to. You may have electronic malfunctions. There's a lot of things that can go wrong as your business scales. And instead of always changing your time deadline with your clients to accommodate for these things, if you tell your clients that they'll have their photos before 5 p.m. the next day, this gives you an opportunity to fix anything that might be wrong whenever you start looking at the photos and looking at the final revisions in the morning. My 1,000 subscriber specialist actually had to get more Google reviews for your business, and one of the most challenging things that you can actually do for your business is get reviews. In order to get reviews for your company, you need to find ways to be exceptional and provide an above average experience for your clients. If you tell your clients before 5 p.m. the next day, they know that they could get their photos up till 5 p.m. But if you really want to make that 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. deadline, now if you deliver your photos at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., they think to themselves that you are doing way better and you're way ahead of the game than where you currently were. But if you tell your clients you're going to deliver your photos by 9 a.m. the next day and it ends up being around 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., now your clients are thinking you're either behind on your work or you may have other things going on. And even though the photos may be great and it's still the same time frame and it's still basically the same thing, you don't look as exceptional or you look like you're falling behind when in reality you're just on time. For all these reasons, this is why I tell my clients they're gonna receive their photos within 5 p.m. the next day. Like I said, this is what has worked best for me and my business and my company. It's kept my clients happy and coming back. Let me know down in the comment section if you agree with me or if you have any questions at all. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you wanna see that 1,000 subscriber video special about how to get more Google reviews for your business, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and it helps me out a ton to know that you guys are enjoying the content and you wanna see more of it. Now, if you want to see some of the marketing material that I use, I actually use one piece of marketing equipment whenever I go into brokerages. Click this video right here. And with all that being said, I will see you shareholders in the next video.